Justin Welsh. Over the last decade, Justin has been involved in building two 50 million plus annual recurring revenue companies and raising over 300 million in venture capital. In 2019, he decided to redesign his life and leverage his personal brand to transform active income into passive income. As you can see, it's key to actually be good at what you do. Justin didn't decide out of the blue to focus on his personal brand to create cash flow. He had been successful as an SVP of sales, as an interim chief revenue officer, and as a strategic advisor for several companies. All of this has allowed him to create revenue in different ways. He sells advisory packages starting at $4,000 per month. He sells 60-minute coaching sprints at $1,250, and he sells a LinkedIn playbook at $50. And I'm sure there are other ways in which he's creating revenue. Justin is a great example of how even at the basic level of content creation, you can get big results. By clicking the link in the description, you can go to the recent activity page of his LinkedIn profile and will get an idea of the type of posts he shares. He combines strategic, tactical, as well as inspirational posts. Also, he has a great mix of content that speaks to his audience at different stages. Some are standalone posts and others have call to actions to get people deeper into his funnel, to move them closer to becoming a paying customer. It's important to highlight that most of what he shares is written content. No design, photography, or videographer skills are required to create the majority of the content that Justin shares. Also, as you can see, he's leveraging most of the content and awareness for B2B and B2C offerings, and you could do the same. Sherry Hinish. Sherry Hinish has been nicknamed the Supply Chain Queen and has been recognized as a 2021, 2020, 2019 Supply and Demand Chain Executive Pro to know. She is currently in a senior leadership position at IBM, where she supports global supply chain transformation teams with a focus in sustainable supply chain, green omni-channel, and product innovation. Sherry has an excellent pillar of content in her podcast, Supply Chain Revolution, and keeps her posts simple by combining great captions with relevant images and photos. She shares videos here and there which allow her audience to get a closer connection with her and the knowledge and insights that she shares. She also includes short text-only posts, which include relevant hashtags to add variety to her timeline and content mix. And here and there, she also includes some personal posts related to her family. By clicking the link in the description, you can go to her recent activity page on her LinkedIn profile and will get an idea of the type of posts that she shares. Sherry is clearly maximizing all the tools and resources that she has available to create and distribute content, and you could do the same. Sam Moss. Sam Moss is the co-founder of One Click Agency, where they build websites for B2B companies. It started as a side business and has turned into a full-service website design and developing agency with a team of 13 web developers and web designers. Sam has over 10,000 followers on LinkedIn and gets considerable engagement from his activity on this platform, which is likely generating leads for his business. He is another great example of how to keep it simple. He shares video content and written content. Yes, he could do carousel posts, build a YouTube channel, and leverage many other aspects of a content-on-content strategy. But what he could do has not stopped him from doing what is getting him results. By clicking the link in the description, you'll go to his recent activity page on his LinkedIn profile and get an idea of the type of posts that he shares. Sam focused on what works. He doesn't share content on their company page. Their website has the minimal information needed, and they leverage their podcast as their main content pillar. Sam is keeping it simple, and you could do the same. Camille Trent. Camille Trent is managing editor at Marketer Hire, a network of pre-vetted freelance marketers. Their mission is to connect top of marketing talent with experience from global brands and startups with businesses quickly and seamlessly. She is also an advisor at Swipely. Camille is clearly at the intermediate and getting close to advanced levels of content strategy mix. She shares text-only posts, reshared content from the Marketer Hire LinkedIn page, image and photo-based content, repurposed video files from her podcast interviews, and repurposed audio files from her podcast interviews. By clicking the link in the description, you'll go to her recent activity page of her LinkedIn profile and will get an idea of the type of posts she shares. To take it to the next level, they could share all those podcast interviews, which are video files, and share the Marketer Hire YouTube channel or her personal YouTube channel to maximize the value of these by leveraging the power of search engines. Yet, with more than 11,000, not 1,100, 11,000 LinkedIn followers and a great engagement rate, it's clear that Camille knows what she's doing. If there is room for growth, it's likely because they are maximizing the resources available and decided to focus on a few areas and do this with excellence. And you could do the same. Jocko Willink. During the last 6 years, Jocko has gone from basically unknown successful Navy SEAL to one of the biggest leadership thought leaders in the world. He is the owner of Echelon Front, a company whose mission is to educate, train, mentor, and empower leaders and organizations to achieve total victory. It's true that Jocko was successful as a thought leader before that, and this is the same case with most leaders out there. He didn't need a personal brand. You don't need a personal brand to be successful yet. Getting to the next level of leadership will be challenging without a personal brand. He was able to start growing and leveraging his personal brand after a podcast interview with Tim Ferriss. Doing so led him starting his own podcast. And since starting his own podcast, Jocko Willink has been able to write books that have gotten to the #1 New York Times bestselling list, write books for children, write novels, create several apparel and clothing brands, create an energy drink and supplement brands. And these are just a few of the ways in which he has been able to create values for others while at the same time creating several sources of income. All of these wouldn't have been possible without the focus on promoting his personal brand. By clicking the link in the description below, you'll go to the recent activity page of his LinkedIn profile and will get an idea of the type of posts he shares. Jocko is at the advanced level of content creation. He has a podcast, he has video ads, he shares video content, and he clearly has a whole team helping him with this. Yet, the investment in this content production machine has fueled all the monetizing results we mentioned. Again, there needs to be substance behind the form. Just sharing a lot of content won't get you there, but without it, it would be hard to get there. He's the same great leader he was in 2015. At that point, he decided to invest in his personal branding with a podcast, which later grew into all the content we see nowadays, and now he's able to command more attention thanks to the platform he's built. And you could do the same.